up? It's your boy T-Bear here in reaction. Surprise, motherfucker. So, today I decided I'm just going to end it right now, and we're going to finish off the Scream Recount series. We're pretty done with the recounts, but we're going to clap it off so one, I can go watch Scream 6 soon and everything, and to make room for some poll weeks as well too. So, because what I want to do is I'm going back to do it every other week as well too. So with Screams out the way, won't be too much pushing that. So it'll be every other week. 1 week I do the poll weeks. The next week I do the franchise series, and then the week poll week, and then we have that return to Stranger Things series as well too. I think that's the only other TV series that's on as well too. We're gonna finish that off. But other than that though, we're gonna get into Scream 2022, aka Scream 5 as well too. This was pretty good. This return to Scream was pretty good, and I heard Scream 6 was pretty good as well too. I can't wait to say it though. Well, this was pretty good though. We got an introduction to we got a return of our usual trio, and a introduction to a new school though, with a new school of characters as well too. And we thinking maybe it's gonna be like forward, all of them get disposed, whatever, in a way. But no, we are really getting a new team of crew, a new team this time as well too, including a legacy from the previous 2 Screams, well 3 technically as well too, and the niece and nephew of the late great Randy. So I want to get his name right. Hold on, Randy Scream. I'm trying to remember his name. Randy Meeks as well too, with his two twin niece and nephews as well too. Jokingly said that his sister, the one that was on Scream 3, was into some interracial loving. That's a put like that. I ain't gonna say what I said on there, but but anyway, we get that. But sadly, if you have not watched Scream 5 already, I do apologize though. But sadly, while a new generation started, our older generation kind of somewhat in the way. We will see here as well too. But either way, the kills was cool. The reveals was just as awesome as well too. I think I probably got a new favorite reveal as well in this. But other than that, let's check out Scream 2022, aka Scream 5 Kill Count. Let's get it.
Hey everybody, before we get started, I want to let you know we're having the 2nd annual Dead Meat Horror Awards this year. They were a hit last year, so we decided to do it again.
No need to go through that because we already had it. So let's get to it. Alright, whatever.
They'll be premiering on the channel on Sunday, March 26th. We'll have lots of cool presenters again, another awesome montage, and 3 new awards we're giving out, including a fan favorite. Hope to see you there. I can't wait for it. Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Scream from 2022. Hey, 1996 call. It wants its title back. After Wes Craven's passing in 2015, the Scream film franchise seemed done. There were a few seasons of a show on MTV, but while it shared the name and eventually the Ghostface mask, it was entirely disconnected from the movies. No Woodsboro, no Stab franchise, no Sidney or Gal or Dewey. It was its own thing. 5 years ago, I said I was fine with no more Scream films getting made. I hope they never make a Scream 5, since Wes Craven wouldn't. But if they do, you know I'll cover it on the Kill Count. But then I saw the news that the 5th film would be made by Radio Silence. Radio Silence is a filmmaking group consisting of directors Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette, and producer Chad Villella. I'm a huge fan, especially since they got their start making videos on YouTube under the name Chad, Matt, and Ron. From that, they went on to make one of the best 2019, Ready or Not, one of my favorite horror films that year. It perfectly blended horror and comedy, making them an ideal match for Scream. Full disclosure though, I have become friends with those boys. When the Ready or Not Kill Count got blocked from a copyright claim, they personally messaged me as fans of Dead Meat and helped get the claim released. They then came to our apartment and
These guys are awesome for that, man, for real. Because, you know, YouTube has a lot to go through. YouTube, folks go a lot of, not them, not YouTube, YouTubers like us go through a lot with copyright claims as well as to blocking it. But that's awesome for them to find a way to help them get it on there as well, too. Unlike the other one with the rock one, I think that's called that, Deathgasm. Anyway.
Interview on the podcast.
You know, it's back home, but still. Oh, nice.
Do a favor for them, which wound up being a cameo in this movie.
That's nice.
Will be biased, but I'll still proudly say this movie rules. As with all Scream films, Part 5 functions as excellent commentary on the genre. A decade after Scream 4, there was plenty of new material to comment on. At the forefront, the idea of requels.
Requels. Exactly. Yup, as I said, this was based on the requel as you saw with the Halloween direct sequel. I forgot who else had a direct sequel as well too. Plenty of other people that had direct sequels that like Disadvantage, sticks to next to the other ones in between as well too. So yeah.
Simplified title. It isn't called Five Cream or whatever. It's a meta reference to legacy sequels. Halloween 2018 and Candyman.
Candyman, that's what it was.
The films have the same name as their original installments. They're not remakes or reboots like the movie Scream 4 commented on. Instead, they're new timelines for the series, serving as direct follow-ups to the original and ignoring the sequels that came between, sometimes even outright contradicting them.
No, that's just a bit that some people made up to make them feel better, I think.
Requels often bring back characters from the first film while introducing new ones to follow in future entries. The appeal of a requel is its simplicity. Audience members can watch it without doing homework to understand what's going on. Scream 5, which I'll still call it, they're not fooling anyone, isn't a strict requel since the previous sequels are still canon and referenced repeatedly.
The last time it happened was in 2011.
But it uses requel elements, and makes them the subject of its meta-commentary. Also up for discussion is so-called elevated horror, a serious contrast to the torture porn and cheesy slasher sequels discussed in Scream 4. Finally, the film touches on toxic fandom, the type of love for a property that turns into hatred when things don't go the way you want them to. Looking at you, some Star Wars fans. Scream 5 follows Sam Carpenter, the Woodsboro runaway who returns after a new ghost threatens her family. She's joined by new and returning characters in a film that pays constant homage to the series, from character relations to scene locations to replicating memorable shots. Some people thought it was too derivative, and sure, I would have preferred.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the backstory of one of the main characters is very interesting as well too. I kind of like that one. I kind of like the little backstory with that as well too.
But I understand the reluctance to be too drastically different. This is the revival of a beloved franchise, with new people in charge for the first time ever. There was probably a fear of pissing off the fanbase, since these movies have always followed a formula. A very simple formula! I'm hoping Scream 6 will take some bigger swings, but in the meantime, Scream 5 is a welcome return to form. It's got a great pace, flowing from beat to beat seamlessly, and captures the same balance of humor and scares that the first film had. On top of all that, it's got some of the most brutal and bloodiest kills of the franchise.
It does.
Let's get to that.
I'm saying that because you'll see what that is.
The movie begins, all together now, with a phone call. The famous face picking it up this time is Jenna Ortega playing Tara Carpenter, named after Halloween creator John. Ortega's a two-time kill count veteran who TikToked her way into our hearts on Wednesday. But ain't no TikTok on this land.
Before she was Wednesday, she was on here, and just then, that Wednesday stardom has made her a bigger star, and made folks want to go see Scream 6 because of her Wednesday stardom. And I gotta say, she did an excellent job as Wednesday. She really did, man. Christina Ricci, who also on the series, should be very proud, man. I will say that.
Hello, is Christina there?
No, she's not available. May I take a message?
Yeah, I guess, sorry.
It's returning Ghostface voice actor Roger L. Jackson, with some extra voice acting as he starts with an unassuming stuttery delivery before smoothly sliding into Ghostface territory.
You love art and TV and movies.
Until finally, we're back to the classics.
What's your favorite scary movie?
We all know the beats of this conversation, but Jackson still makes it scary.
Would you like to play a game, Tara?
Tara's been texting with her bestie Amber, but Ghostface pulls a switcheroo and threatens to kill her friend, with a video showing them right outside her window. To save Amber, Tara will have to survive some stab trivia. But unlike the stab heads in Scream 4, this young horror fan isn't familiar with the series.
He's like super nice.
I'm trying to remember.
So-called elevated horror, name-dropping movies like The Babadook and It Follows. She cheats on her test with IMDb, giving us plenty of things, including the fact that in Stab, Stu Macher was played by Psycho 1998's Vince Vaughn.
What?
Also says Principal Himbry was played by Ron Howard, which is funny. Howard became a household
Right, that is interesting right there.
alongside Henry Winkler, who played Himbry in Scream. Despite the crib sheet, Tara fails to name both killers in the original Stab.
I had to look up to see what Amber was, and then like kind of oops, sorry, I put it on me, my fault. Anyway, I'll say I had to see who Amber was. Remember who Amber was to go, and I realized that was the Easter egg right there. I didn't pay attention to.
Familiar with the series.
He's like super nice.
I guess we were supposed to.
So-called elevated horror, name-dropping movies like The Babadook and It Follows. She did a test with IMDb, giving us plenty of Easter eggs, including the fact that in Stab, Stu Macher was played by
Vince Vaughn.
98's Vince Vaughn. It also says Principal Himbry was played by Ron Howard.
Right, interesting.
Howard became a household name as Richie Cunningham in Happy Days, acting alongside Henry Winkler, who actually played Himbry in Scream. Despite the crib sheet, Tara fails to name both killers in the original Stab. She runs to send out an Amber Alert, only to find a ghoulish ghost face breathing. She hits him with her fist phone, and they ring around the Rosie until slashes, and falls down. The Casey Becker belly stabs, followed up with a broken ankle. Stabs her in the hand, and raises the knife above his head. You know what Jesus said next. Title card. Tara's a strange sister.
And I was surprised she survived it. I wasn't glad now, but yeah.
All about the attack. Find out she survived. The first franchise, the opening kill wasn't a kill at all.
Right.
What?
Damn, that Tara is strong.
It was after everything she went through.
Mostly because it means more Jenna Ortega. Sam heads southbound to Woodsboro with her the boy's friend Richie Kirsch tagging along. Unlike Sam, Richie isn't from Woodsboro. And since they don't get the Stab movies in District 1, Sam has to fill him in, saying they're slashers about a masked killer.
Sounds a lot like Halloween.
Alright, it's gonna be like Halloween.
Okay.
Woodsboro's looking good in 90s out here, even though the
It took me a while to find where he's from. He's from
it's now Williston Middle.
Oh, no, this one.
Wilmington,
The Boys.
where the movie was shot, Philadelphia, California. Tara's friend group discusses her attack. Amber Freeman and Ghostface threatening the attacks.
Right.
Siblings Mindy and Chad, a horror nut and dreamy jock, respectively. Chad's girlfriend Liv McKenzie, an outsider to the group, who Mindy doesn't care for, and Wes Hicks, named after Scream's director. He's the justifiably paranoid one of the group, probably since his mother is Scream 4's Judy Hicks, of Woodsboro. As
she's sheriff now.
The fountainless friends waste no time accusing each other.
Tara said she fought back row.
You got through this. It's from football practice.
They visit Tara at the hospital and are with her when Sam arrives. Tara's happy to see her sister again, who left 5 years ago as soon as she turned 18. Sam's teenage years were troublesome after their dad abruptly left her. She got into drugs and trouble with the law, including then Deputy Judy Hicks. It's a lot of backstory, but it'll tie into the original, just like a good requel should. Tara's friends are making a requel to a 90s Budweiser commercial when the underage drinkers get harassed by an overage stinker named Vince Schneider.
Oh, yeah.
Once it has been creeping around doing the obvious suspect routine. Chad's been itching to spin off his Fast and Furious fists into their own franchise.
Time to introduce him to Hobbs and Shaw.
But there's a knife to this gun show, and it gets everyone kicked out. Bearded Skull's makeup effects handled the movie's gore, and also provided Vince's tough guy tattoo. Makeup department head Rick Poor helped make Vince a
Hope they told him where he's from.
He's tatted up with shoutouts to Craven films like Nightmare on Elm Street, Shocker, Red Eye, and Last House on the Left, as well as other slashers like Friday the 13th. Vince's screen time is brief, but he's made memorable by Kyle Gallner, another
Yeah, there you go.
whose 2022 also included Smile. The horror vet is worthy of a death scene featuring Red Right Hand, which returns to the franchise, playing from the speakers in his car while he's taking a leak. He turns off the music right before the song climaxes, but it returns non-diegetically as Ghostface stabs the rat in the neck. Yeah, he deserves it for what he did to Veronica Mars. His capping off is capped off with a classic knife fight. Back in the hospital, Sam
Comment down below the time we did the Veronica Mars.
gets a call from Dr. Ghostface, who says he knows her hidden family history.
Who is this?
Someone who knows your little family secret.
It turns into a house call, which sadly becomes the closest thing this movie has to a chase scene. The Scream films have always featured excellent chase scenes. It's a bummer this one drops that part of the formula. The face does follow the formula when it comes to disappearing though, and with such a direct threat against her, Sam decides to sit Tara down, or I guess she was already seated, for a Carpenter family cannon. When Sam was a teenager, she found her mom's high school diary and learned that their dad wasn't her dad. Their unseen mom had cheated on their unseen dad in high school and got pregnant with another guy's kid. Mama Carpenter lied and told her father Sam was his, so he did the right thing and put a ring on it. When Sam confronted her mom about this, she accidentally revealed it to their unknowing dad, which caused him to leave their family that night.
I'm the reason he left.
It's a messy sitch, but the kicker is the identity of Sam's real father.
It was Billy Loomis.
Screenwriters Guy Busick and James Vanderbilt, who also produced the film and was the one who hired Radio Silence. He and Busick had both worked with them on Radio.
Nice.
The writers reason that Scream has always been about Sidney and Billy's families. They continue that here with Sam being Billy's surprise daughter. I don't love this revelatory relation, but it doesn't bother me too much either. It feels appropriate for a requel, and it's no worse than Sidney's surprise brother. Perhaps more questionable is the fact that Sam sees her dead daddy dearest.
How you doing, Sam?
The Force Ghostface is played by a marvelously de-aged Skeet Ulrich, who filmed all his scenes against a green screen in a single day near the end of shooting. His voice in the
If that looks like outside the green screen, he still looks good. I mean,
slightest bit of digital adjustment, since the directors wanted to avoid uncanniness, and also because Ulrich just aged super fucking well. Tara
He did!
is reliably tired of the cloaks and daggers, so she tells her sister to get the fuck out. Then tells Richie he should get the fuck out as well, considering the danger he's in here. This is Huey Campbell, girl. He's nothing.
He wrote boys.
I love you.
The two decide to go to an expert, Woodsboro's ex-deputy, ex-sheriff, and now ex-husband, Dewey Riley.
It's been a tough 10 years for Dewey.
He's got himself in a trailer, adorned with pictures of dogs he's rescued. Wow, that's nice. He schedules his day around Gail's morning show, broadcast. I love how legitimately happy he is to see her succeed. It's also nice to see he still thinks of his sister Tatum. It's a common criticism.
That's the first time.
But the scene wound up being deleted.
Weird about that pet door frame around her neck.
My sister,
What?
Tatum. She was a victim in the original Woodsboro massacre.
Sam earns a ticket inside his trailer by telling him who her father is. Dewey's no Randy Meeks when it comes to horror, but he does know how to survive a stab or two.
Never trust the love interest.
He advises them to look into Tara's friend group, but when they ask him to tag along, they lose their QuickTime event and get kicked out of his trailer. Still, with another face ghosting around town, Dewey warns his friends. First is a happier, healthier Sidney Prescott, whom he hasn't talked to in years. She's married Mark McScreen.
Oh, she did marry him.
Both of them have 3 off-screen kids together.
So they did end together. Okay.
I love seeing a successful Sid. To stay away and keep herself protected.
I'm Sidney fucking Prescott, of course I have a gun.
Neve Campbell was hesitant to do a Scream without words.
Oh, okay.
The directors sent her a letter about how much Craven meant to them, and their reverence for the man.
But that's probably why she didn't do 6, though.
Dewey also hasn't talked to Gal in years, but when it comes to warning her, all he can muster is a text.
Probably shouldn't have sent that smelly face.
But after seeing a picture of him and Gal together, a real one of Arquette and Cox from when they were married, he decides he is ready to rumble after all, so he dusts off his old badge and gun. Dewey's theme plays as he joins Sam and Richie, just in time for an all-hands meeting at Chad and Mindy's house. Their uncle was Randy Meeks, and he honored him with a home theater? Hope it got the Atmos at least. Their last name is Meeks Martin, the hyphenated surname of their unseen father and their mother, Martha Meeks.
Martha.
Their little sister, played by Heather Matarazzo, reprising her role from Scream 3. She's so funny as she welcomes them to the dollhouse.
Martha likes some, let's say it, Martha likes some black guys, I see, because they're clearly mixed.
Reminding us that they know each other going back at least 20 years. The twins aren't this movie's only characters with a famous uncle. That Vince guy was Stu Macher's nephew through Stu's never-before-met.
Now that I didn't know. Whoa! Wait a minute. Then I think I did remember her probably when I first watched it, because I only watched it one time. I didn't own it to add collection, but I think I did kind of remember hearing about that. Then again, wow.
These ties to the OG Scream crew lets Mindy know what the killer's aim is.
Oh my god, he's making a requel.
She channels her namesake with a Meta Meeks monologue, talking about how legacy sequels have replaced remakes and reboots.
Black Christmas, Child's
Yup.
Liners. That shit doesn't work.
But you can't just do a straight sequel either. You gotta build something new, but not too new where the internet was fucking nuts.
Yup.
Boy Brown does an exceptional job.
Shout out to her playing, and shout out to her though. She for playing as she best known in the video game world as Tink on the Miles Morales Spider-Man game as well too, and she's on that Yellow Jacket series.
She talks about how Stab fans, especially the ones on 4chan and Reddit, are against the 8th Stab, directed by Rian Johnson. It's a reference to how his Star Wars film, Episode 8 The Last Jedi, pissed off a lot of Star Wars fans and said it ruined the franchise. This dialogue no doubt doubly serves as Radio Silence's own worries when it came to making a Scream.
To some people, the original is their favorite thing in the world. A movie that made them love horror.
That statement is true for me and for directors Bettinelli, Open, and Gillette. They never got to meet Wes personally, but they say Craven and Scream is why they make horror movies in the first place. Radio Silence wanted the new Scream to harken back to the original, but still feel like a modern movie in 2022. After getting Kevin Williamson's blessing for the project, they brought in more crew members who had worked on Ready or Not, like composer Brian Tyler and director of photography Brett Juckowitz. Juckowitz shot with Panasonic anamorphic lenses, just like the first 4 films, to preserve the franchise's look. A month after shooting Scream, he'd be in Wilmington again, shooting the Black Phone for Scott Derrick.
Wow!
That recall rules mean legacy survivors can die, and that Sam might be the killer. She is the one with a ghost-faced daddy. Sam takes off and reflects on the situation with a mirror-obstructing, bloodthirsty Billy Boy.
Let's get out there, find out who's doing this, and cut some fucking throats!
Sheriff Judy's out on a drive of her own, picking up dinner for her and Wes. On the way, she gets a hands-free call from a hands-on kid.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I prefer animated films and musicals.
Typical.
Her son is wallowing in.
Typical like her.
In Scream 4. Scream 5 makes me really appreciate Judy Hicks as a fun, well-developed character.
Yup.
Harley Shelton plays her perfectly as a competent and content suburban mom. It's hilarious that even her texting style is in character, as is the decoration of her home, thanks to set decorator Helen Britton. The periodic table of vegetables is so good. And on top of it all, she's still making them infidelious
Lemon squares.
Ghostface threatens Wes, which is a good way to scare Judy. She treats him like a little bubble boy. She rushes back home to his aid, but Ghostface surprises her with a and slice. I guess her suburb's just a little too sleepy, as this broad daylight brutalizing goes on. Some really bring out Ghostface's sparkles, huh? Inside, Wes is too busy providing eye candy to know about his recent orphaning. He's played by Dylan Minnette, Jack Shepard's son in Lost, and previously seen on this show.
Oh, yeah.
There's an enjoyably drawn-out sequence with lots of playful fake-outs, until Wes gets to the front door and Ghostface screams, "Let me in." Wes puts up a fight, but Ghostface kills him, surely winning the struggle with a knife stab that comes out the other side of his neck. This movie's kills may not be super innovative, but man are they graphic. Good stuff. Sam arrives at the crime scene, as does Gal Weathers. He's back in Woodsboro, rocking a red tribute to her 90s look. They briefly bond over Judy Hicks's disdain for both of them, until Gal spots a certain ex-deputy poking around. Gal and Dewey's conversation clues us in about the past 10 years. When Gal got her show in New York, they moved there together, but Dewey only stayed for 2 months, left her to return to Woodsboro. The reverse of their breakup between Screams and that was when Gal left Dewey because she couldn't handle staying in Woodsboro. Once again, it's a sad but believable fate for these characters who are as different as night and later that night.
We're meant to be in Woodsboro.
You were?
Filming this scene proved to be an emotional experience for Cox and Arquette. The long personal history is so intertwined with these characters. The first take was too tearful to use. Sam calls up Richie, who's continuing his stab research on YouTube. Someone we all know.
Yup.
You heard right. That voice was Matthew Lillard, doing a vocal cameo as the flamethrower.
Oh, wow!
I'm just kidding. I was, of course, referring to how Kirby
Yeah.
learned to be alive in a suggestion.
That too.
Hell yeah! Okay. The scene also features Chelsea.
Yup. Stop playing with us, too.
Get me started on Ghostface.
I literally popped when I saw it on the like, oh,
Shit. Chelsea even gets the meta joke about how Stab 8 was simply called Stab, just like this movie's title is Scream.
And can we talk about the title, Stab? What, just like the original? Just call it Stab 8. It's fucking Stab 8. You're not fooling anyone. It's just such bullshit.
We talked about it more in a podcast episode, but after a text from Radio Silence, we filmed this cameo on the previous podcast setup in our home.
Wow.
We sent it in and waited silently for months to see how it would get used. Again, Coolest thing we've ever done with them.
I bet.
We fictionalized douchebag versions of ourselves on a channel called Film Fans. Decipher that for yourself. Deadbeat is listed in the suggested videos with the Ryan Johnson interview, alongside another video asking if Stu Macher is still alive.
Right.
The aborted Scream 3 plot / current popular fan theory.
Will we see him again? I have no idea.
There has been recent rumors talking about they Stu survived. I did kind of hear some shit about that recently, though.
Hospital watching camera. You shouldn't have trusted this guy.
Wait, thought about it.
He's supposed to go throw flyers all around.
Oh God.
She and Dewey race to get there. They better hurry, since Sis is terrified in one of these empty hallways. Seriously, Woodsboro, y'all need to hire more doctors.
Seriously.
The hospital shouldn't look like a high school on a Sunday night. Not wanting to get super stabbed again. Old Bloody Hands McGee wheels herself down the hall. I normally hate when horror characters are confined to a hospital. Halloween's 2 and kills. But Tara is active enough to make it work. She finds the body of a police officer with a slit and gasping as he dies out on the floor. She hides and hits Richie with a phone, dick, when he scares her. Oh shit, then Ghostface is here!
Yeah.
Richie, and, well, frankly, they don't need to do too much more to Tara. Ghostface activates their new mask-mounted voice changer so they can talk to Sam on Richie's phone. The older sis stalls them long enough to arrive so Dewey can provide cover for her. Fortunately, Dewey's always been trained for torso shots.
Doing what?
When he remembers
Oh, Snow, damn it.
his roaming lesson, he sends everyone else down an elevator where he goes to finish his
Oh boy.
execute his possibly unconscious suspect. Ghostface strikes first. Stabbed plenty of
No, not this time. Not this time.
Oh, fuck! It is so! Damn you, Ghostface! Damn you, Ghostface!
After all many times he survived the stabbing, they finally killed him off. He didn't even make it this time. Moment time for the late great Dwight Dewey rally.
The horror heartbreak piles on as Gal goes Sam offers her condolences, but it's Cindy who provides a shoulder to cry on, having returned to Woodsboro because of Dewey's death, and to go on the offensive to protect her family. God, I'm bummed we never got one last scene with Sydney and Dewey together in person. Sam and Tara decide that the best way to survive is to
Blow this pop stand.
Call. Work for Joel the cameraman. Even though Sydney and Gale warn them that Ghostface will follow, Sam insists on taking Tara back home with her and Richie. On the way, Tara realizes she's missing her inhaler. Not wanting to be caught off guard in case of a Pennywise attack, the trio detours to pick up a spare at Amber's house. She's having a third act party, a memorial for Wes Hicks that doubles as a tribute to director Craven. Vocal cameos abound here, layered together in that Cheers. Lillard, Bettinelli, Open, and Gillette are in there.
Yeah.
Previous Scream actors Jamie Kennedy, Hayden Panettiere, Henry Winkler, Adam Brody, and Drew Barrymore, who lent her voice earlier to another audio cameo as the school principal.
A reminder that all
Wow. I didn't know that.
tomorrow, due to public safety concerns.
Other members of the Scream family include Kevin Williamson, composer Marco Beltrami, editor Patrick Lussier, Scream 3 producer Julie Pleck, and Scream 4 producer and Wes Craven's widow, Blanca. Finally, there's Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, I did kind of remember hearing about that, how everybody was there for that, to West Part.
Cameo in a press junket parodying the fan backlash to The Last Jedi, but it was cut because of his commitment to Glass Onion. The party is rife with suspicious encounters. Amber and Mindy bump heads in the basement, and Chad refuses to bump uglies with Liv. It puts an end to any potential drama, earning a sarcastic Siskel and Ebert from his sis. Chad eventually gets concerned when Liv doesn't come back, while Mindy's only concerned with watching Stab. In this case, never before seen to us footage of a party scene where playing her uncle. The actor is Christopher Speed, as briefly shown earlier on the IMDb page. He's an unknown actor, unlike the rest of Stab's cast. Turns out with Randy's complaint in Scream 2.
Joe Blow nobody to play me.
Joe Blow nobody.
I can't believe how well they match the clothing and appearance.
Right.
Although that don't look like no Vince Vaughn, it does look like a film fan. Chad wants to check on Liv, but Mindy says he'll need more protection
Film powder?
from the yellow jacket, so he grabs a candlestick like this with clue. Chad is played by Mason Gooding, son of actor Cuba Gooding Jr.
Whoa! I did not know that.
James and Chelsea, I'm such a big fan of you guys. You guys are so good, dude.
Aang's a fan of nice.
Him and his good boy Iggy being presented.
Oh, okay.
The Woodsboro leather jacket he wears is the same design worn by Steve Jobs in the original. It was recreated by costume designer Emily Gunshore, who gave Liv a plaid skirt in an homage to Tatum.
Oh, okay.
From Liv to share his location on an app they talked about earlier. He follows the ping into the darkness, where he's greeted with a stab to the leg by Mr. Ghostface. The Theismann Trophy winner beats down the killer and hides behind a shed, but when he makes a break for it, he's unable to complete the Casey Beck athlon. As Richie, Sam, and Tara arrive, Ghostface makes mincemeat of Chad's grease. Amber ends the party so she can grab Tara's inhaler. Richie helps speed things up, prompting a cry of party foul from Jamie Kennedy doing another VO cameo.
Somebody's goofy ass dad is kicking us out.
Messes with Mindy trying to rizz up a cute girl, so she blows off Richie's request for company and allows him to break more horror rules.
Okay, I'll be right back. Yeah.
Elsewhere, Woodsboro and Sid are following a tracking device Sid planted on Sam's car. A lot of people thought the legacy characters were underutilized, and to some extent that's true. But unlike Scream 4, this is an actual passing of the torch movie.
It is.
Establish a new crop of main
Yep, it is.
does that job well. And besides, never
as I said,
all make the most of the screen time they get. The legacy ladies reflect on the long
as I've been saying, passing the torch moment.
back to Gail's first book.
I started all of this. No, didn't.
Yeah, no you didn't, Gail. It was
Billy
Roman
Loomis.
Bridger. Whoa, Sid. Forgot about bro? That kind of amnesia earns you a film fan. I know Roman was a whining bitch, but this is
Roman.
a 3 erasure. Huh, this is a real repeal. Sid realizes where the Carpenters have stopped their tour. It looks like he's only just begun.
You're in Stu Mocker's house where your dad and Stu killed everyone.
You didn't see
Ooh.
the trailers, though it bugs me that this is a set, not the actual location. I'll admit, I didn't realize it the first time I saw the movie, even after having visited the real house in person.
Right.
Once I did, I couldn't ignore how tight all the shots were. Not even this big reveal pull-out shot. It's close to matching the sweeping crane shots from the first film.
Right.
Still, it's an impressively accurate reconstruction of the house that left the legacy cast members emotional.
I got a
The
Oh.
only thing off that I noticed was the basement door. In the real house, and in the first movie, that had been a pantry where Stu and Billy were hiding Papa Prescott. They probably used the set to save money, since this movie's budget wasn't as big as Screams 3 and 4. I know that building a set sounds expensive, but it often saves money in the long run over shooting on location. On a set, you can rig things however you want to, with as many holes as you need to get the lighting right. The set was built by production designer Chad Keith, who took the recreation seriously, even hand-painting the kitchen tiles to match.
Down to the T. It's exactly the replica of the original.
He added bird art to the foyer in honor of Wes Craven.
Oh.
The set helped everyone bond, too. They watched the first film on the lawn as
Oh, nice.
projected it on the wall. Production was described as having summer camp vibes, with the cast and crew playing deception games like Secret Hitler.
Some people would drop out at a certain point because they're like, they knew it would devolve into a shouting match. Crazy at the director.
Stu's house gives us a meta maximum.
Wow, yeah, that part was crazy.
Meek's niece is even wearing the same color as Ghostface makes his move. Her self-awareness kicks in, and she actually turns around, giving Sam enough time to jump in and intervene. The supporting cast filters in, so accusations can start a flying.
Yeah, that.
Talk about
Yeah, that reveal. That's why I said this had been one of my new favorite reveal, because that was out of that was a RK out of nowhere.
Amber sent that nothing character back to oblivion outside the cavalry.
Yeah, she was that character. Yeah, her character was a little so-so as well too. Now that's why I said that I should have picked that up from the beginning when the video camera was on Amber. This probably was herself by herself.
You get a gun. You get a gun. And Amber chick, she gets a gun. Shot in the gut again. So Cindy is forced to head inside this nightmare house from her past on her own. She takes a call from the killer, but Sid's nearly 50 and sick of this shit.
You forgot the first rule of surviving a stab movie. Never answer the...
I'm bored.
Wait! Sid calls out to leave and opens fire into many a door. One shot hits Richie in the leg since he was hiding. A little compound B one. Ghostface comes out and tackles Sydney over the railing, incapacitating both of them on the ground floor. She asks Richie to hobble his way towards the gun, but the way Richie's taking those stairs looks awfully familiar. Is that because
Damn it! Yeah, I was like, what? So I'm like, are you kidding me? They really still went with the boyfriend, and I I was trying to figure out how they did it. Well, they show how he injured, but I'm still trying to figure out how they set it up, especially with the one that kills though. But then again, through all the streams, I was trying to figure out who was who, the killers was. Except for like two, it was obvious who was the one that killed Randy.
It's a bummer to me.
For the first time since the OG, the BF is GF, even though this one was way more of a goofy nice boy like Derek than Killy Billy, who wore his psychopathy in a short white sleeve. For what it's worth, I think Jack Quaid plays both versions of this character exceptionally well. He's hilarious as the nice guy supportive boyfriend, and scary when he snaps as the Richie and Amber, who are also dating apparently, take the after party to the kitchen to recreate the ending of the original Stab. They're huge fans of the series, and even met each other on the Stab subreddit.
Wow.
Learning about Stab and those film fans.
Wow.
How can fandom be toxic?
They're pissed about how their beloved franchise has turned out, and want to provide new real-life material it can adapt into another movie. They plan to pin their killing spree on Sam and her Loomis lineage, bring in Gale from the front lawn and press a blade into Preston. Man, quit stabbing Sydney, y'all!
Right?
Goes to retrieve Tara, but instead gets a face full of crutch. Earlier, Sam had found her sister and untied her. In the ensuing chaos, Sam runs away with Richie chasing after her. Amber battles with the legacy characters in the kitchen, where Sid washes out her potty with a face full of hand sanitizer. The Team Terror regains the upper hand and strangles Gale, then gets stupidly spitty as she confirms that she
Oh yeah, I forgot she did review to be the one to kill Dewey. Yeah, because the dude was at the hospital, that's why I forgot. Duh.
Unbelievable that this Ghostface is the 5'3"
Right.
No, not at all. So yeah, I guess that'll earn this movie
another Phil counter. Phil.
Maggie Madison is an excellent stew stand. She brings the same unhinged energy previously provided by Willard and Timothy Oliphant.
Yup.
Heats up and Gale avenges Dewey by capping his ass. Unintentionally.
I'm gonna say, I said the wrong. Yeah, it's fire and toasty. They didn't call it as electronic rating. Sorry. I'm fucking up, guys.
Madison has a similar fate to Once Upon a
I'm back.
And though she manages to disarm him, her gut wound proves to be disadvantaged. Only there were a weapon that she could. Ah, yes, a green umbrella, a classic.
Yup.
What's that dead daddy? Oh, yeah, the knife's probably better. Sam wipes away Richie's smug smile by shish kebab. She proceeds to stab the ever-loving out of him. Seriously, I counted 21 stabs to the torso. That's one more than the amount.
Tore his ass up.
Richie stops her long enough to set up a one-liner. What about my ending? Here it comes. Sam punctuates the kill with a ghost-faced which would surely make
Mirror Daddy Proud.
That's one thing I don't love about this movie. The ghost stuff looks good, but it feels a bit too redemptive for a character who was interesting because of how evil he was. Sam's joined by her 4 sisters, and Sid barely has time to say they always come back before Sam's blowing brain bits on the floor. Not concerning at all. Of course, we still have room for one last scare.
Yup.
Freddy-fied Amber. Talk about a
Freddy-fied.
Killed by Tara. To what? Being killed? Obviously. Mindy's wheeled out on a stretcher. Survived like Dewey did in the original. Even better, the twins.
Yes, I was happy when he survived. Right, please.
Sam says her goodbyes to her newfound gal pals, who should probably be getting medical attention. I mean, Gale got shot, stabbed, and they've got those end of movie trauma plans.
Right.
Sam gives a parting glance to her non-canceled ghost band before riding with Tara to the hospital. We zoom out in a recreation of the OG's final shot with digital exterior extensions done by Redefined. The movie ends with one last tribute to the franchise's original helmsman, with bird sounds in the background. Yes. How many bodies got dropped like the number in the title of this film? Let's find out and get to the kills.
Lord.
No, not the kills. The numbers, Zoran. The numbers.
Yeah, enough, Lord.
Zoran.
Fucking Zoran.
More than your film fails character.
Oh shit.
I'm happy to oblige. Eight people died at the screen. 5 men and 3 women.
So let's see you get the golden change on this one and
I like it. I may have gotten fewer kills than the last movie, but that's okay. As always, next time, with a runtime
It was Scream 6.
minutes, I hope to give you a kill on average every 14.25 minutes. You're welcome. I'll give the golden chainsaw for my coolest kill to Dewey.
Dewey.
He's had his ticket punched for far too long. It truly was an honor to finally gut him like a fish.
Not bad.
The latest kill will go to Deputy Clay.
Whatever the fucking name is, yeah.
And that's it. Scream was released in 2022. Next Friday, March 10th, I make like a verdict and take Manhattan in Scream 6. Until then, I'm the only true Ghostface. This has been the Kill Count.
Thanks a lot for watching this Kill Count, and thank you, Roger Jackson, for
Don't end it right there. So there you have it. We're done with the Scream recount as well as Scream franchise. Well, next time we'll get to the Scream franchise whenever he do a kill count for Scream 6, which will recount services is on demand and on Paramount Plus though. Other than that, that caps off for this Friday. If you have a reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.